You know, we all want to be more persuasive. At work, at home, in pretty much every part of life. But what if I told you the secret to getting what you want isn't about pushing harder or talking faster or having the perfect argument? What if the methods we've all been taught are, well, completely backward? Just think about that for a second. What if the real key to getting someone to say yes is to stop trying to persuade them at all? To just stop pushing, stop selling, stop convincing? I know, it sounds like a paradox, right? But it's a secret that the world's absolute best communicators have totally mastered. So that's exactly what we're going to unpack today, this persuasion paradox. We're going to explore a really powerful framework for ethical influence, and we'll be pulling insights from some incredible communicators like Peter Thompson, Myron Golden, and Andy Elliott. This quote right here from the writer Harry Overstreet is really our foundation for everything. It's our North Star. See, true persuasion isn't something you do to someone. It's a process you guide them through, so they actually arrive at the conclusion all by themselves. And that requires a massive shift in your whole approach. Most of us, we walk into a conversation focused on our talking points, right? Our pitch, what we need to say. But the master persuader, they flip that completely. They obsessed over just one thing. What do I need to ask? But here's the thing. Before you can even think about asking the right questions, you have to get your own head on straight. The most powerful persuasion actually starts with your internal mindset long before you ever say a single word. The entrepreneur Myron Golden breaks this down so well. He says most people, kind of like the person on the left, are operating from this needy or greedy place. They desperately need that sale. They need that yes. But the master persuader on the right, they operate from a place of detachment and generosity. Their goal isn't to take, it's to genuinely give value. So the rules are pretty simple. First, don't be greedy. Make sure the value they get is way more than what you're asking for. Second, and this is a big one, don't be needy. That desperation, people can smell it a mile away and it repels them. You have to detach from the outcome. And third, be seedy. No, not what you're thinking. It means you focus on planting seeds of value. Give away your best insights for free. Prove you can help them by actually helping them. Okay, so once your mindset is in the right place, you're detached, you're generous, you're focused on helping, then you can move to the actual process. So let's look at how to structure a conversation that lets the other person find their own way to yes. Peter Thompson outlines this beautifully simple three-part flow. You've got your powerful opening, you've got your presentation at the end, but the real magic, the actual persuasion, happens right there in the middle. He calls it the gathering stage. And here's the key insight, the big aha moment. The selling doesn't happen when you're talking. It happens when they are. As they're answering your smart, well-crafted questions, they are personally articulating their own problems, their own needs. They're basically building the case for your solution inside their own mind. You're not even doing the work. And hey, this isn't just one person's opinion. Look at how all these great minds are saying the same thing. Brian Tracy says people don't argue with their own data. Robert Cialdini says your job is to be a detective, just gathering clues. And Tony Alexander's is my favorite. Prescription before diagnosis is malpractice. You just can't offer a solution until you've fully understood the problem, in their own words. Okay, so you've got the right mindset. You've asked brilliant questions. They've pretty much persuaded themselves. Now, how do you actually present your solution? Well, you guessed it. The most effective way is, once again, completely counterintuitive. The sales trainer Andy Elliott teaches this really radical approach. The standard pitch is all positive, right? Hey, you're going to get this amazing result, but, you'll have to do some work. The trust-building pitch just flips it on its head. It sounds like this. Listen, this is going to be a ton of work, but if you do it, you'll get this amazing result. Leading with the negative, with the hard part, makes the good part that follows so much more believable. And the psychology behind this is actually dead simple. We tend to remember the last thing we heard. So if you end on all the negatives, the hard work, the cost, that's what sticks. But if you get the tough stuff out of the way first and end with that incredible promise, they walk away feeling the excitement of the reward, not the pain of the effort. So as we start to wrap this up, what are the deep psychological laws of human nature that make this entire framework so darn powerful? It really boils down to two core principles. First up, as Brian Tracy explains, is the law of reciprocity. This is one of the most powerful forces in all of human nature.
Just think about it. When someone gives you a gift or does something nice for you, we feel this almost overwhelming subconscious need to give something back, to get even.
And that connects right back to Myron Golden's idea of being seedy. When you plant those seeds of value by giving free advice, helping people out, or just making them feel understood, you are activating the law of reciprocity. You're creating this garden that will eventually produce a harvest for you simply because people will feel compelled to return that value. So here it is, your persuasion playbook. Number 1, adopt that detached, generous mindset. Number 2, always diagnose before you prescribe. Ask questions first and let them sell themselves. 3, when you do present your solution, lead with a negative to build rock-solid trust. And 4, through the entire process, give value freely. Activate that powerful law of reciprocity. So, I'll leave you with this one final thought. The next time you go into an important conversation, whether it's in a boardroom or at your kitchen table, resist that urge to plan out all your talking points. Instead, just focus on this one simple, game-changing question. What will you ask instead of what will you say?